Okay, welcome to today's webinar where we're going to talk about data privacy, but also keeping track of a minimal amount of user attributes within an application so that users can customize uh, the user interface or add additional user configuration while respecting data privacy. So let me jump into the Smart Aquaculture platform and explain how this works. So here I'm running Smart Aquaculture locally, and if I click the login button, then it's going to make me authenticate. And so currently I'm using username, password, credentials. I could also use GitHub as an identity provider, but here I'll use my username and password to log in. Okay, so this is this is a page that has my user. Now this is kind of broken in my sites for a while because I used to store user data in the database and the search engine, and I decided to be able to respect like European data privacy laws and to be able to cleanly delete a user while leaving no trace. I didn't want to store user information in the database and the search engine anymore. It was too much duplicated data and too much to clean up over time. So I made a plan to get rid of all that data in the database and only keep a minimal amount of information in Keycloak. So if I click on my user here, then it shows me some settings. So if I click on site theme, I can change it between light and dark. So I click on light and then it sends a request, updates my user profile site theme attribute in Keycloak, and then it does a refresh request to refresh my user token in the application, and then it refreshes the page. We can go into more detail there about what's actually happening, but this effectively changes the theme from light to dark, just like that. And also on subsequent pages. So if I go to fish populations now, then the page is light. And if I change it to dark and then go to this page, then now it's dark. Also, there's another attribute here. So let me change the font size to small and then change the font size to large here. So it's a little subtle in WebAwesome, but this font you can see is bigger. And then if I switch the page, it becomes smaller. Not everything's become smaller, so I got to work on that a little bit. But in general, it can become a little smaller or a little larger depending on your viewing preferences. There's no longer a database or search engine storing any user information here. So um, if a user wanted to be removed from the system, then what I would do is, I mean, you could automate this in the application too, but I could go to Keycloak and log in as the admin, and then go to the realm, Smart Aquaculture user, and go and delete this user. And then all the data about this user would be gone from the whole system, which respects privacy in that way and makes it super easy. Now, the way the user attributes work, um, so as an admin, I am, well, let's see. So there is a C archived. Oh, cool. Okay. So there are user attributes here, and there's also a page for this. So if I go to Keycloak app CRC Realms Smart Aquaculture account, um, as my user, I want to make this link in the actual application, but I haven't done that yet. But here are my user attributes. So I want the user of my application to know what I know about them. So I know their username, I know their email, I know their first name, I know their last name. That is the minimal set of information you need to have an identity provider and have users. So then there's some additional attributes. Site theme, which is a select where you can select light or dark, and font size. So it's currently set to large. So this is the current settings. Um, Dark theme with large font. So now I'm going to change this to light theme with small font. And then I come back to this page in Keycloak and refresh, and it should change from dark large to light small. So Keycloak is the source for this information, which is important because then if this user needs to be deleted, you can delete it. You can delete that user really easily, and then their information's gone. We're not in these sites, we're not collecting any more information. We're not doing any analytics. We're not using any third-party tools to share your data with anybody else. It's just a clean, data-driven website with no tracking, which is what I believe in. So I love it like that. Now, the way this is set up is through Ansible. So if I go to um, what do I do? Oh yeah, it's actually in the Computate Smart Cloud. No, it's in the Computate Smart Website Builder tool where we set these up. So we run some Ansible to configure Keycloak, and this is an Ansible role called Keycloak Client Scope that lets me define the protocol mappers for a Keycloak realm and client. So we specify the realm and client, and then we go and create these protocol mappers. Um, so slash site theme, for example. Uh, and and then here, this is Keycloak user profile um, attributes. So in our Keycloak client, we have enabled user attributes. It's a feature that's disabled by default. If it's disabled by default, that means you can only collect basic information about the user, like first name, last name, email, username, and I can't think what else, but there's just a unique UUID per user, and it's the bare minimum. Uh, what we're doing here, we're setting up username, email, first name, last name, customer profile ID. This is useful if you are building a site that integrates with a payment processor where the payment processor gives each user an ID so that it remembers their credit card information on their side. Um, you might need that in your application, and then a site theme, which is specified as um, it's specified light, dark, and then input type select. So that lets you create an HTML select out of this value of either dark or light values. And then similar with font size, there's options small, medium, large, and input type select. Okay, and what this looks like in Keycloak is, let's go to the Keycloak admin. We go to realm settings, and we go to, let's see, oops, that's not it. User profile. And here are those attributes here, site theme. Um, so the user is able to see their site theme as well as the admin. It looks like you could even keep this private from the admin. Honestly, the admin doesn't even need to know whether the site theme is like the admin doesn't need to care about what site theme they've chosen. So let's try that. Let's actually disable that and run this again. So we're going to remove admin from view and edit on the site font size and from the site theme because it's the admin, it's none of the admin's business. So I'm all about that. Let's keep this simple. And then in the Computate Smart Website Builder, I need to make sure it's pointed to my Smart Aquaculture vars because it can be used for multiple applications like I do. I support a lot of applications. And now I run the this Jupyter notebook. No, uh, yeah, Jupyter notebook. What is this? Create project realm. So, um, so I'm gonna run this. And I think it's already done, but this doesn't take long. Okay, this is done. Now we come over here and we refresh the page and check if admin is still enabled. It's not. So we've updated our realm settings so that only the user can view those settings. If we come over here, uh, we can still see and change these settings. So currently the site is light and small. So if I can also, actually, if I change it here, then it's not going to refresh actually, because I have a session and this session, the information about what theme and font size I've chosen is it's in the it's in the token, and you only get a token once you log in, and then it doesn't change. So I have changed the site theme to dark and the site font size to large, but it didn't actually change when I refresh the page. So if I log out and log back in, now it's dark and large. Um, But the thing that happens on this user profile page is it updates when this request is made. Um, it, oh, what happened there? Why would that fail? Let's see. Well, now we got to do some live troubleshooting and see what's going on. Um, 400. I honestly don't know why we got that error. Let's try signing in one more time. Hmm. Um, okay, debug live then. Let's go to site user enus gen API service simple, and we'll go to the patch request here. Um, so we're going to make a few requests. I'm going to see which one of these is failing. So we refresh the page, we change the font size, we come here, we come here, we come here. So this request is probably the one that fails. So let me response code. Let me do aqua OC-N Keycloak logs pod Keycloak 0-F. Resource with ID site user does not exist. Let's see, wait. I don't think that's the actual error. Click. Okay, so Keycloak is not logging any errors. So why would that fail? Small user body. Attributes. See archived. Font size. Um, maybe it's maybe I actually introduced the uh C archived one, and maybe that's messing it up. I might need to do some more testing around that. Set font size. Um, so Uh, see archived. Let me go back. Let's see, go back to user profile. See archived. Or go back to the users, computate attributes. I'm gonna delete this C archived attribute. I think it's messing me up. I think that's the problem. Okay, so then I come back here, sign out, log out, log in, and oh, that still fails. Account management. Sign out, log in. If I stop and start the application, same problem. Um, Wait, it's should be coming there. And then, oh, exception, null pointer exception. Cannot invoke the return value of JSON object string is null. Oh, so then cannot do put. Put. Oh, okay. So if let's double check everything here. Site font size and entry.get value. Medium. Small. Continue. It fails right there. Add entry. That's weird. put the return value of JSON object get object, because the return value of get JSON object is null. Where do I call that? Get JSON object. Oh, attributes. Um, okay, so attributes can be empty. So if user body dot get JSON object attributes equals null, then user body dot put attributes new JSON object. Okay, that's one problem that we had. Let's try this again.
Man, how did you see that? Is this like telekinesis with the code?
Um, I've been debugging applications for 20 years, so I guess it's just that. Uh, Maybe I went too fast. Let me see if this works now. Oh, it still doesn't work though. Crazy. Um, Small comes to there though. It's got my user data. It's got attributes in here somewhere. Attributes. One, site font size, JSON array, small. It's supposed to be a JSON array. Um, but for some reason, this request still fails. Well, that is annoying. Because I don't really know what the real problem is. And this is not the actual problem. That's just something else altogether from refreshing the page that I got to resolve. Um, 400 error. So what is a 400 error? A bad request, it says. Um, oh, maybe I actually accidentally removed the attributes. Okay, I think we're gonna fix this. The problem, uh, let me see if this outputs the GitHub auth client. Echo, echo. Okay, it does have that data, so it's not the actual problem. Let me inspect Keycloak and check. Uh, realm settings, user profile, site theme. Oh, that's it. Okay, so we removed the admin access to edit the permissions, and we have to use the admin to update these permissions because there isn't a user API to update these attributes. So the admin has to do it in the code. And that's why it all broke, because I went and broke it. That's pretty funny. Okay. The admin still doesn't need a view, so uh let's grant edit to the admin but not view for both of these. And then that will fix our problem. Okay, well, learning every day. Don't ever do that. All right, so if I check Keycloak now, um, edit, admin can edit. So we can remove the breakpoints from our application and come back here, go to the site user, refresh, and change to small. Yay! Change to light. Yay! It works again. Woo! Okay. Well, I broke it, but I fixed it. So there you go.
Awesome, awesome.
Um, but I need to actually add something here to the Computate project because we had this change happen. Oh, wait, that's too much information. So I just added some code here to check if the attributes is null, then put the attributes, because that's also going to be a bug that pops up on occasion. So we're going to fix that in the Computate project where I've defined that here. So we need a couple more lines um, of code generation. So we do that and that. All right, and then refresh that. So if I remove these files and then go and regenerate the site user model, then it's gonna regenerate the code with the Spine Programming Watcher service. So it notices the site user.java was touched, and then it's going to regenerate the code. Site user generated, and come back to this, and the code is back where it needs to be. And I'm going to commit this. Fix for null attributes. User profile attribute for editing null user profile attributes. Okay, commit. Git push. Okay, there we go. So there's a demo of that. Any questions?
Awesome, man. Awesome.